Om Ajnanatirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatide Satarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, pangum langhayate girim. Yat kripatamaham bande, Shri Guru Dinatarinam, Shri Paramananda Madhavam, Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Okay, Hare Krishna. So can anyone tell what did we discuss last class? Oh.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, please tell.
We discussed about the 6th chapter, Atma Samyama Yoga or Dhyana Yoga. So we discussed about the Bandhuratma Panastasya, Vinatma Vatpanajitaha, Anatma Nastu Shatrute, Vartitatmana Shatruvati.
Yes.
Ka matlab, if our mind and body and soul is in our control, so our mind will be like a best friend for us.
Yeah, if we control our mind will be best friend. If we don't control our mind will be enemy. We gave an example. What was the example?
In fact, our bodies have two softwares, like a brain is a software, heart is a hardware.
No. We gave an example on this.
You gave an example of a knife.
Very good. Knife. So what was the example of knife?
Is in a good person's hand, then it cannot harm. But if it is in the hand of a thief, then it is harmful.
So we gave an example that how Krishna says in this verse 6.6, that which Alekhya said, that mind is like both a friend and an enemy. And we have an example of a knife. Just like a knife is in surgeon's hand, it creates or cures diseases, but it's in the hand of a thief, it creates only problems. That is what. And then we discussed about how uncontrolled mind creates problem, and we discussed about how the uncontrolled mind creates problem. Okay, anyone remembers? We showed some videos. We showed a lot of videos last class. No? We showed a video of uncontrolled mind.
You showed the example.
The video of black hole.
Video of black hole.
Black hole.
No. We showed how the mind is like a monkey. Anyone remembers?
Yes, bro.
Yes. What had? Yes, Jagannath ji, bataiye.
So this was the, I think the baboon was there, and this person was trying to get water, and then he makes a hole in the anthill, and he puts the grain in the anthill. The baboon is watching from far off, and then the man goes and hides behind a tree. Baboon comes and puts his hand inside the anthill, and then he gets stuck. Then,
how can he get stuck when he can enter his hand? He can also take out his hand, correct?
Because he has had his fist caged. Not letting go of the seeds.
So mind is very much attached to the distractions. How many of you have seen that the distractions look more attractive to the mind than the real thing? Yes, everyone is shaking his head. Yes. So give an example. The movie is there, right? Friday, first show, and a very nice movie is getting released, and Saturday you have a exam. So which will look more attractive? The movie will look very attractive. So the mind is designed in such a way that the distractions somehow attract the mind more than any constructive work, right? So that's why we need to understand that the mind is very easily, just like a monkey, it takes its fist and claps its fist like that for the distractions. And we also saw this, that how mind has a nature to magnify the problems. This is also we discussed about how mind has a nature to magnify the problems, overthinking and all these things nowadays people fail. And we saw the video of the fly. You remember the video of the fly? Yeah? So one person killed a fly, and then another fly came out, and then so in this way mind multiplies. The problem may be small, but the mind will magnify and multiply the problem and make it bigger. Okay? Okay. Then we saw very interesting thing. Now, how to control the mind? We saw three things: pacification of the mind, protection of the mind, and purification of the mind. Anyone remembers what we discussed about pacification of the mind? What all things pacify the agitated mind? When the mind is very agitated, immediately it will pacify it.
We need to write down.
We told that you write down. What will happen by writing down? What will happen
Intelligence starts working.
Intelligence starts working. You had a very bad fight with your husband or your wife or anyone else. You just sit and write down. You will see immediately mind will get calmed down. So pacification happens when the intelligence is awakened. And intelligence is awakened or switched on. How many of you have seen when recently I saw a news, our Prabhuji had sent me in the WhatsApp that there was one man in Maharashtra, Sangali or some place, that his daughter was preparing for medical exams, and she had got some less marks. I don't know how many of you know the news. She got some less marks, and so then this man was, the father was telling, "Arey, you got less marks, you get less marks." And so much of hearing less marks. This girl just said, "Ki Papa, when you were also of my age, you used to also get some less marks, na? It's not that you were topper." This man got so agitated in his mind that he picked up something and beat his daughter to death. This is real news, just 10 days before happened. The daughter died on spot. So this is how mind is overpowers us. Another example I remember my teacher used to tell. This is little way before. So the India-Pakistan match was going on, and the grandfather was watching, and a small boy was sleeping, and India was losing. The grandfather became so agitated, he wanted to pick up something to throw on the on the television, picked up the grandson only and threw him, and he died. This is how the mind can overpower us and create. And then this grandfather, understanding what he did, he started putting his head on the wall, and he also was hospitalized. Grandson is dead. This is the result of India-Pakistan match. Just imagine. So the mind is very dangerous, and it can create havoc in our life. People who commit suicides, Or what? I have, at least in my 3 to 4 cases have come to me when I was in IIT. 2-3 students used to come. After that also, they wanted to commit suicide. And when I hear their problems, I said, this is not at all anything. There is no problem only. This is not a problem to commit suicide. So, mind is very dangerous. If we don't control him, if we don't pacify the mind, it can create great problems in our so the intelligence has to be activated. When the intelligence is activated, then the mind automatically becomes pacified, because the intelligence can control the mind. So this is something we discussed. And we also discussed about maintaining a planner. By maintaining a planner, our mind also becomes more organized, our life becomes more organized, and we come to Sattva-guna. That we will discuss what is Sattva-guna and all those things later on in our advanced courses. Okay, then we discussed about protection. Anyone remembers what we discussed about protection? Close this. Anyone remembers what we discussed about protection?
Meditation, pranayam.
We discussed about pranayam. We discussed how. What is prana? Can anyone say what is prana? Prana is the interface between the mind and the body, between the hardware and the software. So it is the interface, and that interface gets properly activated and protected, regulated by pranayam. We discussed about pranayam, how there are 5 pranas. You remember all this discussion? There is 5 pranas: prana, pana, samana, dhyana, and udana. Yeah, correct. And then all these 5 things takes care of 5 this. And we gave an example of Shruti, how Shruti got scared because of the suicide. Yes? You remember Shruti, or you forgot? Okay. Yeah. So now today we will discuss about how to purify the mind. Okay. So we discussed about pacifying the mind. We discussed about protecting the mind. But problem is, of all these 2 processes, the pranayam or controlling the mind by writing down or through intelligence, the problem is, how many of you have seen, you will see this. You take a glass of water, and put it, it's a muddy water. Take a stick and you stir it. So what will happen? The muddy water, the glass filled with muddy water will completely become muddy, correct? And you keep the glass still for 4 hours. So after 4 hours, you will see the mud has got settled and there will be water like this. So the top water will be very clean. Okay. So now the water looks very clean, but as soon as you put a stick, immediately the water becomes again muddy, correct? You are understanding? So the process of pacification and protection works like this. It doesn't purify the mind, it only settles off the negativities on the ground. That's it. And you will think, oh, my negativities are gone from my mind. But ultimately this pranayam process and the writing down and whatever we said, it just makes the top level. See, the mind also has various layers. Okay. The layer that is, okay, let me change the color, is called the conscious mind. What we are all conscious about. Like right now, you are all conscious about the class. Hopefully you are conscious. I am thinking and understanding that you are all conscious about the class. So this is called the conscious mind. And then below the conscious mind, then there is the subconscious mind. An example of the subconscious mind is, sometimes you will see you wanted to speak something, but something else comes out of your mouth. Like for example, I am talking with Shruti, and then instead of calling Shruti, let's say Shruti Madam, I'll call Shruti Sir, because just before the call with Shruti, I have called another sir, and I have been talking sir, and when I call Shruti, like sometimes people, some ladies call me and said, Mataji, aap kaise hain? I said, I'm Prabhuji. I'm not Mataji. Why? Because previous call they have been calling some Matajis and Mataji, and I have also become Mataji. This is called subconscious mind, momentum. So the conscious mind takes momentum and stored in the subconscious mind. The subconscious matlab, if there is conscious, like they are able to understand, oh sorry Prabhuji, I called you Mataji. So they are immediately able to tell that they addressed me as Mataji, but somehow it came out, right? This is called subconscious mind, right? So you are subconscious, matlab you are not fully aware of the mind. You are a little bit aware and it will not little bit aware, and so this is called subconscious mind. Then the last level is called the unconscious mind. That you are not conscious only, that which is stored, and it only visible when your attachments are questioned. You will not be able to understand your unconscious mind, but you can understand your unconscious mind through, you can get some feeling about it through your attachments, through your fears, through your phobias. How many of you know what is called phobias? Like some people are very afraid of water. Some people are very afraid of dogs, right? Some people are very afraid of going high in the air. Like one person I know, he cannot, like if you call him, like this studio is in 22nd floor, he will not come only, he will live in the ground floor only. He cannot, if he sees from the balcony, to down from the 22nd floor, he will faint only. These are called phobias. How many of you know regression or hypnotism? So through hypnotism, what they do is that they tap this unconscious mind through hypnotism. There is a method and all those things. They'll ask you a lot of questions and all those things. But what happens why I am telling you all these things is not to give a class on psychology, but what I am telling you all these things is to make you understand that the impurities or the negativities of the mind get settled in the unconscious mind like this. Just like now consider the entire mind as a glass. The conscious, subconscious and the unconscious. Now you see your conscious mind and subconscious mind and how मेरा mind बहुत अच्छा हो गया, थोड़ा प्राणायाम कर लिया, breathing exercise कर लिया. Like so many people come to ISKCON, they have been doing pranayam for almost 10 years. But then they cannot control their mind when they are put in certain situations. Why? Because the pranayam and these processes of writing down and all these things, they are very good help. They are helpful, but they will only settle the negativities down to the unconscious mind. They will not be able to remove the negativities. They can only settle the negativities in the unconscious mind. How many of you understood what did I say? Then we will go ahead. Someone can, okay, Saujanya will revise and tell what did she understand. Okay, please tell.
Prabhuji, there are three layers of the mind, that is conscious, subconscious and unconscious mind, and all the impurities of our mind get settled in the last layer, that is unconscious mind.
Through what? Through what? How they get settled? How they get settled?
I'm not sure. Prabhuji.
Okay, very good, no problem. So how they get settled? Anyone? When they get settled? What is the process of getting them settled?
Through pranayam.
Through these two processes, pranayam and writing down and all these things. So these two processes of pacifying the mind and protecting the mind, these two processes, they are very good. But ultimately what they will do is, they will only settle your impurities. They will not be able to remove the impurities. Now it is clear, Sojanya? For everyone it is clear? So that is how we need to also understand, so long these impurities are there, anytime some agitation will come in the mind through some situations or something, immediately the glass of your mind will become blurry. Just like we gave example of this glass. Everyone understood this glass example, glass of water? Okay, can anyone explain me the glass of the water example? Okay, please raise hand. Okay, yes, Shruti wants to explain. Yes.
If there is a glass of water and we put mud inside it, initially both the water and the mud will get mixed, but if we leave it for 4 hours, then the mud will get accumulated at the bottom of the glass. Similarly, if like there is a lot of stress in the mind, if we write it down, the bottom layer will get settled, like that is the unconscious mind, but the subconscious and the conscious mind will be unsettled.
So the conscious and subconscious will become clean, but it will get settled in our unconscious mind as a layer of mud. And then any situation again comes to agitate it, immediately the mind will get agitated. You're able to understand? So how to purify the mind? That is the process. Okay. And the third one, the last video. It is there. You didn't put it? It will be written cymatics. ऐसा हो गया? दिखाओ Rupa. Yeah, you got it. Just stop it. So my, just stop it and go back to my, so the screen, so my screen. Yeah, good. Okay. So, there was one person called Ernst Cladini. Okay. He was a physicist, this guy. So, he has done a lot of research on the science of vibrations. Okay. How vibrations affect the world. And so, the science of vibration is a field of physics called cymatics. Okay. So, this physicist, Ernst Cladini, so he did a very simple experiment called the Cladini plate experiment. So, what he did was, he used a metal plate and he put the metal plate on a speaker, sound speaker. Okay. And then he played some music, and over the metal plate he started putting some dust and sand. And we will see in the video what happens. Okay. Before that, this mind and the sound, they are very much connected. Okay. I will tell you an example how it is. We had done some one experiment. So there is something called, if you had read before, so there is earth, water, fire, air, and then what else? Pancha Mahabhut?
Space.
Okay, space, or that is also called ether. Okay, so ether is not space, ether is also an element. Okay, scientists have not able to understand what is ether, but there is some understanding of ether through aura. How many of you know what is called aura? How many of you know that there is aura of a person, there is photography, auric photography? So the ether is where your aura or your thought waves are stored. Okay, I'll give an example so that you understand what is ether. You say space. Okay. So how many of you have seen that when you come to a temple and you just sit down, immediately you feel relaxed by doing nothing? How many of you have seen? Right? And how many of you have seen, if you go to a place like where police station, okay, imagine you go to a jail, right, and you sit down there, immediately you get disturbed without doing anything, correct? So this is called ether. Ether is the space, but ether is not just the space, because ether is not air. You can feel the ether through your mind. So ether and the mind, they are closely connected. Okay. Basically the prana, what we speak about, is basically the ether only, the ethereal. It is made of ether. The pranic lines or nadis and all this. So mind and ether are very much closely connected. Okay. And I'll give another example. At one time, we had in a class 20 people. So what we did was that in that 20 people, let's say now there are 33 participants. Okay. So, but this is a digital class, but in a physical class, we had 20 people. So what I did was, I told one girl to go out of the class. And the girl went away. And I said, when I call you, you come back. And when the girl went away, then 19 people were there in the class. I told all 19 of them, speak all the negativities that you know about the girl. Some person said, अरे लड़की बहुत snobbish है, बहुत उसका नाक ऊंचा है. Some person said कि इतना परेशान करती है. I was shocked that how many people were knowing so much of faults about that girl. And 15 minutes was not becoming enough to complete the session. After 20 minutes, everyone was speaking here and there, all the faults of the class. Some were trying to cook up stories about the girl. अरे ऐसी है, वैसा है, उसका ऐसा है, उसका family ऐसा है, and all started speaking. Then I said, look, stop. Now all of you do your work. Then I called the girl. And you will not believe, when the girl entered the room, she was feeling uncomfortable. This is called ether. How many of you understood what is ether? Right? So this is called ether. You have a big fight in your home, and another person comes in the home, immediately the person will feel the change. Something kuch gadbad hua hai kya? Correct? This is called ether. I'll give another example of ether. I'll give 2-3 examples so that you understand how ether has effect. So one of our sannyasi was invited to someone's house, one couple's house for lunch. So and then the lunch happened. The sannyasi took prasad and everything and all. And then in the evening, the sannyasi asked his assistant that, why I'm remembering some Hollywood English song on Krishna. That is on George Harrison. So this George Harrison, one Beatles, he used to sing lot of English songs on Krishna, right? My sweet Lord, like that. And he met Srila Prabhupada, and you can Google him out, George Harrison. So this sannyasi said, I don't know why in the evening I'm remembering those songs I had heard in 1970s, and from 1970s till 2000 I have never heard it. How come I am remembering those George Harrison songs? Can you call, the sannyasi told his assistant, can you call the lady and the couple what they were hearing while cooking prasadam? And you will not believe, the assistant called and found out the lady was hearing George Harrison song while cooking. This is how ether gets transferred. I'll give another example. Personal example, because personal example is more. In 2000 and I think this is about 2010, 11, 12, I used to stay in Salt Lake, and we had a cook who used to cook for us. And the cook, in 3 months, he had taken 45 days holidays. More than 50% he had taken holidays. And he used to take holidays, and then I had to cook. And at one point of time, I said, no more holidays. You have taken holidays for 2 years. And then suddenly I started becoming sick. Everyone was okay while taking the food, but I was not okay. And then after 10 days, I came to know that this cook is speaking all rubbish things about me. And I called the cook. I said, what you are talking about my character, my this and that to all people. They are coming and telling me, what is your... No, you are not giving me holidays. I said, I will not give you holidays. That doesn't mean that leaves. That doesn't mean that you speak rubbish about me. And then the cook was very angry on me and all those things and everything. And with that anger, he was cooking for me. And my health was going down. So in this way, the mind or the thought waves they take the route of ether to enter another's mind. How many of you have experienced that माँ का खाना कुछ तो अलग लगता है, correct? Yes? हाँ? So क्यों अलग लगता है? Because वो प्रेम से बनाया गया है. Now कोई बोलेगा प्रेम खाना में कैसे प्रवेश करता है? Ether से प्रवेश करता है. The emotions are stored in the ether and they transfer, because the food also has an ether element. You are able to understand? Food has a fire element, food has a earth element, food has a water element, food also has a ether element. So the ether element stores the mind, mental emotions. So the mind travels through the medium of ether, right? And sound heals the ether and mind. The sound has the power to realign the mind. That we will see now the video. Okay, now you see the video, this video, cymatics. Yeah.
The first experiment for the cymatics music video is called a Chladni plate. Now, Chladni plate's basically a metal plate attached to the top of a speaker. There's sand on top of the plate, and you play different tones through the speaker. The plate vibrates, which forms different shapes depending on the frequency of the sound.
So you see how,
well, we blew up a lot of
when
speakers
they're giving some
with the
music, so the sand is getting aligned in a particular way. You saw that, correct? Why did you close the? Just pause it. Okay.
Chladni plate. So there was a lot of experimenting around the Chladni plate, primarily looking at how much volume we can put through there, how much sand to actually put on the plate, and the different shapes of plates and what different patterns would be created because of those shapes. But what we were really testing was what frequencies create the most interesting repeatable patterns, because that was a key point. So we ended up playing pretty much every audio frequency through the plate to see what different shapes it would form.
So different sounds have different power to align in a different way.
It doesn't really do much, but when it hits a frequency that resonates with the plate, it forms a really nice pure shape. So we found out what those tones were, and those were the tones we used to drive the plate during the video.
So in that way, that is called just like chappal. Now chappal is not a very respectable word. You don't say, Prabhuji, we will gift you a chappal. Chappal doesn't give any, it's not a respectable. But Sanskrit gives respect to every word. Like chappal is called padatrana, paduka. Similarly, in Hindi it is called gadha. Tum gadha hai. But in Sanskrit it's called Baisakh Nandan. Just imagine what a name. Huh? You don't say to anyone, oh Baisakh Nandan. You don't tell your husband, Baisakh Nandan, aao lunch mein khayenge. You don't. Baisakh Nandan, right? Sanskrit gadha is also given so much of respect. Why Baisakh Nandan? The gadha, the donkey, is really a gadha. In the Baisakh Mahina, in the summer season, the gadha will start grazing, but the grasses will be very small because summer season. And it will graze for 1 kilometer and look back and see, arey, I ate 1 kilometer, and he will become fat. And in rainy season, the grasses have grown high. And gadha will eat 100 meter and look back, oh, I think I have some digestion problem. I am only eaten 100 meter and my stomach is full. And the gadha becomes thin in rainy season and becomes fat in summer season. That's why Baisakh matlab summer, Nandan matlab one who celebrates, one who becomes happy in Baisakh. All other grazing animals like cows and all, they are waiting for rainy season. and Gadha is waiting for summer season. So it is Vaisakha Nandan in Sanskrit. Wonderful name. But Sanskrit gives respect to every word, and in Sanskrit the chappal or the sleeper is called Pada Trana. Trana matlab relief. Or just like imagine you have gone to Puri, and in the summer at 12 o'clock noon you are asked to walk barefoot on the hot sand, or you are asked to walk barefoot on the tar road. How much the feet will burn, correct? So just like a sleeper gives lot of relief, and that's why a sleeper or a chappal is called Pada Trana. Similarly, mantra. Mantra matlab mana trayati iti mantra. मन को जो सुरक्षा दे, मन को जो सुकून दे, मन को जो प्यूरिफाई कर दे, शुद्ध कर दे, वो है मंत्र. That which purifies the mind is called mantra, right? So mana means the mind, and tra means that which gives relief to the mind or purifies the mind, right? So there are so many mantras, but in Kali Yuga, in Kali Santaran Upanishad, there is an Upanishad called Kali Santaran Upanishad. Out of 108 Upanishads, there is one Upanishad called the Kali Santaran Upanishad. This mantra is mentioned, which is called the Hare Krishna mantra. So Hare Krishna, this verse says, this verse comes in Kali Santaran Upanishad. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So first this mantra is mentioned, right? And then what it says, you see, iti matlab this mantra. Iti matlab ye jo हमने उल्लेख किया, iti sodasakam namnam. This mantra composed of sodasa. Sodasa matlab 16. You see the Hare Krishna Mahamantra has 16 words. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there are 4 rows. So there are 16 words. Iti sodasakam namnam. ये जो 16 अक्षर का नाम है, कली कलमस नासनम. कलमस मतलब impurities. We were discussing about impurities. कली में जो मन में दूषण कलमश आ जाता है, उसका नाश करने का एक ही उपाय है ये 16 अक्षर का मंत्र. नातः परतर उपाय. इससे ऊंचा अच्छा और कोई उपाय नहीं, ये सबसे ऊंचा उपाय है, इससे ऊंचा और कुछ उपाय नहीं. सर्व वेदेषु दृश्यते. All the Vedas speak about that this is the mantra for Kali Yuga, which is the only way to clean up the impurities of the mind and heart. Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Similarly, also in Ananta Samhita, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is mentioned. Right? You see what is mentioned. This translation is written here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This 16 name, 32 syllable mantra is the Maha Mantra in the age of Kali, by which all the living beings can be delivered. One should never abandon chanting this Maha Mantra and take to other so-called purificatory process which are practiced by rascals, or engage in chanting other metrical compositions of the name of Krishna that are against the pure conclusions of the scriptures or are filled with rasabhas. So it says that how this Kali Santranadi, and then it says that Lord Brahma has said Kali Santranadi Sutrite. The Kali Santrana Upanishad also mentions about it, and how those who are really wanting to get rid of the effects of Kali Yuga, those who want to get rid of the impurities of the mind in Kali Yuga, so can take help of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is the mantra for the Kali Yuga. Now there has been lot of scientific research on Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I have mentioned one of them. So in Florida State University in US, they did one research taking 60 people, out of which they divided 30-30. 30 people were chanting Hare Krishna and 30 were not chanting for 3 weeks. And then they did the thought wave analysis. This is called the thought wave. How many of you know there is something called EEG? Okay, how many of you know what is called EEG? Okay, Vivan knows what is EEG. Okay, tell Vivan what is EEG.
Electroencephalography.
So what it is?
Actually, reading of brain.
Reading of the brain waves. Reading of the brain waves. Correct. Reading of the brain waves. So it reads the brain waves. So they did EEG analysis of those who were chanting Hare Krishna and those who were not, and found out that those who were chanting Hare Krishna, their brain waves always remained in this alpha zone, which is called the relaxed alert zone. Okay. There are different zones of the brain waves, which scientists call alpha zone, beta zone, gamma zone, like that. So alpha zone is the best zone of the brain waves. That is called the relaxed alert zone. And the scientists have found out. Even one of my junior, he is also doing a research in IIT Mumbai on the Hare Krishna mantra. Now his research paper is accepted, his PhD is getting over, and he did a lot of research. He came to temple, he did many of the research on the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. But it's a well-proven fact, even scientifically, by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, your mind becomes completely purified. Okay, so how do we chant the Hare Krishna mantra? So next class onwards, we will every class chant for 10 minutes. I will show you exactly how to chant. But today we will just do a theoretical analysis. So before the mantra is chanted, there are some 3 mantras that are chanted. Okay. This is called the Panchatattva mantra. What is this Panchatattva mantra? The Hare Krishna mantra was given by the Panchatattva. Who are these Panchatattva? The Panchatattwas are Krishna avatar only. So Krishna came as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Kali Yuga, and Balram came as Nityananda Prabhu, and Lord Shiva came as Advaita Acharya, and Radharani came as Gadadhar Pandit, and Narad Muni came as Srivas Thakur. So these 5 personalities. In Kali Yuga, if you come alone to do anything, there is danger. So in Kali Yuga, God also comes in team. So 5 personalities, all this. Who? Krishna, Balram, Shivji, Narad Muni, Radharani. 5 personalities came, and they are called the Panchatattva, who only gave the Hare Krishna mantra, who propagated the Hare Krishna mantra, and they actually popularized the chanting of Hare Krishna. They established the Yuga Dharma. So every Yuga has a Dharma, and chanting of Hare Krishna is the Yuga Dharma of Kali Yuga. Right? So it has to be chanted before the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. Generally, the Hare Krishna mantra is chanted 108 times in pair of 108 times. Right? Why it is chanted in pair of 108 times? Because there are 108 Upanishads, and by chanting the Hare Krishna, you get the benefit of reading all the 108 Upanishads. And that's why it is chanted 108 times. Okay? And also there is another reason, because Krishna also has chants 108 times mantra of his cows in Vrindavan, and that's why this 108 number is fixed. It's a very auspicious number in Sanatan Dharma, right? So you have to chant audibly, loud enough to hear the mantra. It is not chanted in mind. The Hare Krishna Maha mantra is known. You don't sit down and just in mind you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It has to be chanted audibly, right? And it has to be done with concentration and devotion. Okay? You can sit peacefully in any place and chant. Okay? So now, best time to chant is in the morning. However, you can chant throughout the day, anytime. Okay? Best is to take a bath and chant. It is recommended to use 108 beads, because to count then your entire mind becomes focused in the counting only. Right? Imagine you count, then what happens? Arey, 10 hua, abhi 11, 12, and after that you missed out what number. So that's why we use a bead, right? We use a bead because the bead, already the beads are counted. From here, this side to this side, it is all counted. From here to here, it is 108 only. So when you hold like this, the beads, this hand is not used to hold the bead, because this hand we keep on telling to others, you know, tum bura hai, tum bura hai, tum bura hai. Even my mother used to not use the medicine with this hand. My mother used to tell, ये अंगूठी यूज करना, ये गलत है, इससे बिस है, ये बिस है, सबको बिस दिखाने के लिए ऐसा है. So generally the hand, this finger is used, and you put like this, and then you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, and then you move ahead, and then you go, and like this, if you go move ahead, then you will reach here, and it will be 108 times, right? So this is called the Guru bead, because it tells us how far we are from the 108. Okay, Guru means just like Guru gives direction. So, and then when we reach here, when we reach again the Guru bead, we have completed the 108. So you don't have to remember whether you are chanting 108 or how many, you don't have to count like this. Okay. So what are the different don'ts of chanting? These are some of the do's. What are the don'ts? So we cannot chant a proportion of the mantra. So like the famous Bollywood song says, you know, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. So we don't sing like that, right? We sing the entire mantra, right? The effect is the entire mantra. So Kali Santaran Upanishad doesn't say Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. It doesn't say like that. It says that you have to chant the entire, what it says, Kali Santaran Upanishad, you see? It is very clear, very emphatic. Iti सोडसकम नाम नाम, मतलब आपको ये 16 अक्षर यूज करना है, 16 अक्षर. So you don't chant a proportion of the mantra, you chant the full mantra, right? One should not chant on the Guru bead, right? Because the Guru bead is 109th bead, okay? And then you start again, okay? 108 khatam hua, then you again start with the... And newspaper पढ़ के, mobile देखते हुए, you don't chant, right? This defeats the purpose. The purpose of chanting is to focus the mind on the mantra and let the mantra clean your mind. Okay? The focus of chanting the mantra is let the mantra clean your mind. But if you read newspaper, then the newspaper is already contaminating your mind and the mantra is cleaning the mind, then there is a competition, right? So, and then the mind is not focused. So, don't do it while reading a book or watching some movie. So, we have to be focused in hearing the mantra. What are different benefits of chanting? Freedom from the reactions of sins. One time ago, people had said, asked me a question, Prabhuji, पाप रहता है, पुण्य रहता है, और पाप और पुण्य कैंसल नहीं होता है, करेक्ट? तो हम फिर क्या करें? पाप पुण्य कैंसल नहीं होता है तो पाप और पुण्य दोनों कैंसल हो सकता है by chanting the mantra. There is no other way to destroy the papas and the impurities other than the chanting of the mantras. Also, there are so many of drives. You remember I told the example of the drug addict person who used to come to temple, and this drug addict person started chanting Hare Krishna. He used to be stoned with drugs, and in just 6 months of chanting Hare Krishna, he was completely aloof from the drugs. That was the power of this Hare Krishna mantra. I have seen over the years how much powerful is the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. It gives away all the bad habits. Everything will go away. It will give you strength to give up all your bad habits. Right? It also gives you freedom from stress and anxiety, and also gives you peace of mind. Right? Like whenever I go and give seminar, people say, Swamiji, you are smiling and laughing, so nice. And then they say, Swamiji, you are laughing because you are not married. But actually that is not truth. Because I have seen a lot of married people, they are also smiling and laughing because they are chanting Hare Krishna. Right? So you'll get real happiness, you'll get enlightenment. And there are so many people who say about chanting Hare Krishna. Like this is George Harrison. George Harrison was so famous. Oh, why it is not coming? Oh, you slept only. Just see. So, George Harrison was so famous. So, he was a part of the Beatles. And he started chanting Hare Krishna. And he made an Apple record. He had his Apple studio in London. And he made an Apple record. And Hare Krishna mantra became household stuff of everyone in the world came to know about Hare Krishna because of George Harrison. Okay, and this some director, he is telling about Hare Krishna. Everything started happening for me when I began chanting Hare Krishna. Okay, some director. This is Alfred Ford, who is owner of the Ford Motors, Ambarish Prabhu. Chanting Hare Krishna has made a tremendous impact in my life. And this is N.D. Desai. I have been chanting Hare Krishna for many years and I have never found anything more pleasurable. Chanting Hare Krishna has helped me face all ups and downs in my life with great confidence and peace of mind. He is a very big person, Mafatlal Group of Companies owner, Rishikesh Mafatlal. This is a Dutch model. Chanting helped me give up my bad habits and it changed my vision of things. And then this is also a model, European model. By starting to chant Hare Krishna, I feel tremendous happiness. Okay. And this is this is our David Wolf. Maha Mantra significantly reduces stress, depression and the mood of ignorance and considerably increases the mode of goodness. I will also tell one personal story and then we will end. In 2012, in December of 2012, my mother suddenly got some pain in the stomach. My mother was just 51 years old that time. And then my father took her to doctor. I used to be in Calcutta that time and they used to be in Puri. And then there was USG done and everything. And then the doctor found out doing the USG that the kidneys, which are supposed to be this much size, it has shrunken like this suddenly. And the doctors were not able to understand how the kidneys have immediately got shrunken like small, chickpeas, like small chickpeas they have become. And then the doctor said the kidneys are not functioning, we have to do dialysis and all. And in just 7 days, dialysis started. And for those of you don't know, the kidney disease is a very, very painful disease. Your water gets accumulated in your body and it's very, very uncomfortable. Urea increases in the blood and creatinine. You don't feel like eating anything and everywhere there is water in the body. And in just 15 days, my mother completely became like a thin, skinny lady. I used to do up and down from Calcutta to Puri to take care of mother. And for all, we had myself, my 2 sisters, my father, and also because I was from IIT, one of my junior, 2 years junior to me, his father was the best nephrologist in East India. So his name was, what is his name? Kar. He passed away in COVID. So, so this person, because he was my friend, this junior in IIT, this best doctor, best nephrologist was treating my mother. He used to call my mother, my father, because he is my friend's father. So to get his appointment is so difficult. But he used to personally call my father and mother. तो कैसा है, ये है, वो है. With the best doctor for my mother, with 3 of us, myself and my 2 sisters and my father, 4 of us taking care of my mother. We were not able to give a little bit of happiness to my mother. She was like really suffering. And then the doctor said, Ki, you have to do a transplant. My mother was not interested for transplant because someone who has to give the kidney has to match the blood group, and only my blood group was matching. My mother said, I don't want to take my son's kidney. I want to, whatever happens through dialysis, it should happen like that. But the dialysis was not giving much of relief, and my mother was really, her health was deteriorating. And then in June 1st, my mother got some pain and everything. So my father immediately admitted her to the hospital. At 3 o'clock in the afternoon on June 1st, my mother suddenly said, my mother was closed her eyes and everything and lying on the bed, hospital bed. And my mother said to my father, Ki, can you chant Hare Krishna for me? And my father said, you chant Hare Krishna. So my mother said, I am not getting any strength. You chant Hare Krishna for me. So then my father sat beside my mother and started chanting Hare Krishna. And when my father started chanting Hare Krishna, in just 2-3 minutes, my mother started smiling. And you will not believe, last 6 months we have tried everything, all medicines, all services, everything. But we could not give a little bit of iota of smile in the face of my mother. But just 2 minutes of chanting Hare Krishna. She is not chanting, just hearing. She started smiling. What the best doctor could not do, what I could not do, what anyone else could not do, just by little bit of chanting Hare Krishna, my mother started smiling. And my mother started saying, my son used to say, chant Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna. This Hare Krishna is so sweet. It's so relaxing. Why did I not chant Hare Krishna throughout my life? Like that my mother was shouting and telling my father. So my father said, now you chant Hare Krishna. No. My son used to tell, chant Hare Krishna, chant Hare Krishna. And my mother was smiling and feeling so relieved just by hearing the Hare Krishna mantra. And he was smiling. For the first time in 6 months, I saw a smile on the face of my mother. And then my mother slept. After almost hearing the mantra for half an hour, my father chanted half an hour and then my mother slept. And then in the evening, 6 o'clock, the doctors came and examined and the BPs were, everything was all right. And the doctor said, tomorrow we'll discharge, everything is all right now. And next day, early in the morning, on June 2nd, my mother passed away. But what I am telling you is that this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, I realized through this experience of my mother, is extremely powerful. It has the power to relax your mind and purify your mind in the life's toughest situation. What to speak of, easiest situations. And over the years, I have also last 20 years chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, and I have seen a tremendous change in my life, personality, in my mindset. So I request each one of you to take out time and chant Hare Krishna. And don't repent like my mother. I used to always tell my mother, chant Hare Krishna. And my mother said, where the life is going away, I will chant, like that she will tell. And she will just, just like anyone else, no time. And at the time of death, my mother was repenting, but she was smiling like anything. She was smiling that, and this Hare Krishna is so sweet. My mother was again and again telling, the Hare Krishna is so sweet, so nice. Why did I not chant? My son used to tell me, why did I not chant? Like that my mother was telling, and then she passed away. After that, she didn't got up. She slept, and the next day she passed away. So in that way, you need to understand that what we are getting. So like this Hare Krishna Mahamantra is not a product of ISKCON. It is not a product of Sri Nitai Das. It is mentioned in the scriptures. It is mentioned in Kali Santaran Upanishad. We are trying to market it, what is already mentioned. We are trying to give you what is already mentioned in the scriptures. So please, this is the mantra for the Kali Yuga, the Maha Mantra. All the scriptures mention it. And please take help, take advantage of what is being given. This is the medicine for your disturbed mind. And this medicine is much better than antidepressants. This medicine is much better than sleeping pill. It has no side effect, right? And this medicine is much better than when you are disturbed taking alcohol, okay? And this medicine much better than drugs. This medicine is, it will cure the agitated mind, and not just cure, it will purify the mind, okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Anyone has any question? Okay. Hare Krishna, anyone has any question? Okay. Okay. Vikas, mute. Yes, Rashmi Mataji, boliye.
Prabhuji, on the Guru bead, any mantra, and we have to say anything. We have to chant anything on the Guru bead.
No, we don't have to chant anything on the Guru bead. Just that is just there to help you understand the 108. Okay. Otherwise, if that is not there, you will skip it and you may chant 116 and think that 108 hua nahi hua. That is just a marker. You want a marker. It's a marker. Okay. There's nothing. Don't give it too much of importance. It's just a marker. Okay. 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 Next, anyone? Yes, Subrojit.
So we can chant it by just counting with our fingers also, like 1, 2, 3.
We can chant it with our fingers, but then you will not be able to concentrate well. Best is to use the beads, because if you use the beads, then you will be able to concentrate. Because see, it's not just the muttering the mantra, Hare Krishna, just like, it is not the process. Process is to hear the mantra and focus your mind on the sound. You're understanding the process? I will again say, utter the mantra, put it in your ears, and put the mind on the sound. The mind has to focus on the sound which you are speaking out. That is called the process. Just like yajna, this mantra chanting is also called the Sankirtan yajna. Sankirtan yajna means, in yajna, there is a ghee. The mantra is the ghee. This is the yajna kund. Karna is the yajna kund, and jihva is the, you have seen, घी डालने के लिए वो होता है ladle, spoon होता है, spoon, आहुति डालने के लिए spoon. So this is the spoon, and the mantra is the ghee, and this is the kunda. So it has to be heard attentively, done attentively. So that's why the scriptures say that it has to be done in a bead. So if it is done in a bead, then you do not have to worry about counting 108 and all these things. Okay?
And is there any specific time which you advise Prabhuji to do this?
Morning is best, but any time you can do. Many of our devotees, they divide it because they have to go to job and everything. Some part they do in the morning, some part they do in the evening. Like that, they divide into it. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay. Yes. There are some questions on the chat box. Okay, helping us understand the mantra. Go down. Is one chanting mala sufficient to entire family, or everyone should have different? Everyone should have different malas. Everyone has a different mobile. Your mala is your connection with God. So give them everyone a mobile. It only takes 20 rupees, right? Everyone should have their own mala, and we should also have a bid bag to keep the mala safe. Okay. And we should keep the bid bag also clean. Okay, this is a sacred item, and we should always keep it clean and give them everyone. Everyone has his own personal mala, because everyone will have their own timings and everything. Okay, go down. Please share the notes. We'll share the notes. Go down. Prabhuji, can we use counter machine? We can use counter machine. But Krishna, when he came as Lord Chaitanya and Lord Shiva and this Panchatattva, they didn't use counter machine, they used mala. So we should follow the process, right? Counter machine, okay, we are gone somewhere and we could not take the mala and everything, but it's not a regular practice, it's not good, okay? Exceptional cases, yes, we can, okay? My friend, okay, go down, go up, chant to please Hare Krishna, not for our pleasure, but when I chant, I feel like I'm not doing it for my own, I'm doing it. Okay, so in the beginning of chanting Hare Krishna, we generally do chanting of Hare Krishna for purifying our mind and pacifying our mind, and that's okay. Because in the beginning we are not advanced that we will chant for Radharani's pleasure or Krishna's pleasure and all those things, right? Because for pleasing Krishna and Radharani, we need a purified mind. If our mind is only not purified, then how can we please Radharani and Krishna? So when we are chanting for purification of our mind, though it looks very selfish, but it is also selfless. Just like the mother, after she gets up, she first goes and takes nice shower, takes a bath, and then goes to the kitchen and prepares a very nice food for breakfast for her child. So now taking bath, it helps the mother to prepare a good breakfast, because then she is clean and pure, and then she can prepare with a good mind. Otherwise she is half asleep, and I don't know what breakfast she will prepare. But if she takes bath and she is clean properly, and then she prepares. So similarly, we definitely chant for the pleasure of Radharani and Krishna, but for doing it for the pleasure of Radharani and Krishna, we also require a purification of our mind. So chanting helps us to purify our mind also. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that Cheto Darpana Marjanam. It helps us to do marjanam or cleaning of our Chaitana or of our mind. Okay? Yes, chanting in Brahma Muhurta will give better results. This Yudhishthir Maharaj also said to Yaksha, in Mahabharata it comes, Brahma Muhurta is best time for chanting. Okay, go down. Can you use Rudraksha Mala for chanting? Rudraksha Mala is used for chanting Lord Shiva's name. This we are chanting Krishna's name. Generally Krishna's name is chanted in Tulsi Mala, but Tulsi Mala has some restrictions. We generally recommend in ISKCON to chant in Neem Ka Oud or Aam Ka Oud. Okay, Aam Ka Mala, whatever. But we don't chant in Rudraksh. Can we chant? Yes, we can chant during periods, no problem. Okay. Go down. How many rounds of chanting to be done? 108 we chant in one mala. Whatever rounds you can do. Like I do chanting 16 rounds. That takes about 2 hours. Someone can do 2 rounds, 3 rounds, 4 rounds. 4 rounds you can easily do. 2 rounds in the morning, 2 rounds in the evening. 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. To start with, easily you can chant half an hour in a day. 15 minutes in the morning time, 15 minutes in the evening time. That easily can be done by anyone. Okay? By chanting, Pap Punya destroyed. But should Punya be? Yes, Punya also needs to be destroyed. Because Punya is connected to Papa, Papa is connected to Punya. Imagine the same example. Dhritarashtra example. He had the Papa of killing the sparrows. And he had also required the Punya of getting son. Imagine Punya of getting son is gone. So Papa also goes away automatically. Correct? So Papa, Punya both have to go to make us Mukta. Right? The Punya also is related to the Papa. If you want Punya, you will get Papa. If you want Papa, you will get Punya. This world is designed in that way. So both are destroyed. Right? Go down. Anyone else? Oh, I'm a little bit confused because I chant Radhe Radhe, but now you said, Prabhuji, we should chant Hare Krishna. Okay. So what is chanting of Hare Krishna and how it is different than Radhe Radhe? You need to also understand chanting of Hare Krishna includes chanting of Radhe. Rather, so what is this Hare? We need to understand. This is a very nice question. We should understand this. What is this Hare? Hari is Krishna. Krishna is called Hari because he steals everyone's mind. Hara is one who steals mind of Hari also. Can anyone say who is the person जो हरि का मन को भी हरण कर लेता है? कौन है? Radha Rani. Very good, Radha Rani. So Hara, if you ask Radha Rani, तुमको कौन सा नाम सबसे अच्छा लगती है रे राधा? So Radha Rani will say हरा नाम मेरे को सबसे अच्छा लगता है because उससे मैं हरि को कंट्रोल करता हूं. So that name suggests that by that I steal the mind of even Hari. So Radha's pet name or most beloved name is Hara actually, right? And then what is Hare? So in Sanskrit, when you call a person, you don't call Radha, you call Radhe, Radhe. So that Hara in vocative form gets transformed into Hare. So Hare is the most secret, special and affectionate name of Radharani. And that's why we chant Hare. Now, why not only Hare, 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 Hare? Why not Hare Krishna? Why we chant Hare Krishna? First thing is that it is mentioned in scriptures. We follow scriptures. We don't deviate from the scriptures. Because ultimately, then anyone can say anything. Kali Santran Upanishad clearly says that the Hare Krishna mantra is the mantra for the age. That's why we chant Hare Krishna. So why not only Hare? You see, if you chant Krishna's name, who will be happy? Radharani will be happy. And if you chant Radha's name, who will be happy?
Krishna.
Krishna will be happy. Whom you think we should make happy more? Radharani or Krishna? किसको खुश करना? हाँ, Radharani. Radharani कैसे खुश होंगे? कृष्ण के नाम पे. इसीलिए हम कृष्ण का नाम लेते हैं. केवल हम राधा रानी का नाम नहीं लेते हैं. राधा रानी का नाम लेंगे. मान लीजिए कोई मेरा नाम लेता है, श्री निताय, श्री निताय. मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लगा. क्या मेरा नाम ले रहा है? तुम कृष्ण का नाम लो. तो राधा रानी इज वेरी हम्बल. If someone is chanting Radhe Radhe, Radha Rani doesn't get pleased. अरे मेरा नाम क्यों ले रहा है? But if someone chants Krishna's name, then everyone is, Radha Rani is very pleased. Because we want to please Radha Rani. And that's why we chant Krishna's name. But then we can only chant Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Why we chant Hare Krishna? Because we want to please both. By chanting Hare, who is pleased? No, by chanting Hare, Hare is Radharani's name. By chanting Hare, who is pleased?
Krishna.
Krishna is pleased. By chanting Krishna, who is pleased? Radharani. We want to please both of them. So Radha Krishna should be our Prananath. And because we want to please both of them, that's why we chant Hare Krishna. We don't chant Krishna only. We don't chant Hare only or Radhe only. We chant Hare Krishna. Both are pleased. Because ultimately both are same. Right? Radharani and Krishna, there is no difference. They are the same personality. Right? Divided to help us in our spiritual journey. They are the supreme personality of Godhead, both of them. And we want to please both of them. That's why we chant Hare Krishna. So the first reason why we chant Hare Krishna is it is mentioned in scriptures. The second reason we want chant Hare Krishna and not just Krishna or not just Hare, because we want to please both of them. We want to please the divine couple. Not only Krishna, not only Radha, right? Because to separate Radha from Krishna or to separate Krishna from Radha is demoniac mentality. You see Ravan, what he did, what was the problem with Ravan? What Ravan did mistake? He tried to separate Sita from Ram, right? So we don't do that. And that's why you go to any temple, what is mentioned? Sri Sri Radha Krishna Mandir. Sri Sri Sita Ram Mandir, right? Just like in a marriage card, sometimes marriage card comes to us. In the end, the father, mother have written, Mera beta ka shaadi hai, so they have invited me. And what they will write? Mr. and Mrs., correct? That is the process. That is the process. So in this world, we chant Mr. and Mrs. We write down, right? But why we want to make divorce between Radha and Krishna while chanting their names? Huh? You don't want divorce. You want to be remaining together. The husband and wife want to be a nice couple. Radha Rani and Krishna, they're the divine couple. So we should not separate them. We should chant both their names. So this Hare Krishna, that's why it's called in scriptures the Jugala Naam. The Jugala Naam. And this Jugala Naam is very powerful because this name pleases both Krishna and Radharani. Right? Okay, is this clear? Whoever asked the question. So we don't chant only Krishna's name. We chant both the names. Hare Krishna. Okay, yes, anyone else?
Why do we say Rama also?
Okay, why do we say Rama? So Hare also means Sita, right? And then Hare Rama also means Sita Ram, right? So this Hare Krishna mantra, you should understand, this is for Ram Bhaktas also, this is for Krishna Bhaktas also. It's not that for Rama Bhaktas there is another Maha Mantra for the Kali Yuga. Because in Kali Yuga there will be Ram Bhaktas also, there will be Krishna Bhakta also, there will be Vishnu Bhakta also. For Vishnu, Hare is the Krishna is the form of the Narayan. Narayan also has a form called Krishna. Okay, so the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra is generic for all the Bhaktas. This is first thing. And Rama doesn't only mean Ram has four personalities are addressed as Rama. First is Ayodhya Vasi Ram. We know Ayodhya Vasi Ram, that is first. Second is Balaram. Third Ram is Parsuram. Fourth Ram is Radha Raman Ram. Okay. So four personalities are remembered simultaneously by chanting Ram. Generally because Ram is more, Ayodhya Vasi Ram is more famous being called as Ram, but Balram is also called Ram. Okay, many of the places in scriptures when Balram is addressed, Ram, Rameti. So Balram is also, Parsuram is also called Ram. Radha Ramayati Ram. Sometimes the gopis would also call Krishna as Ram. Okay. Prabhuji, I start chanting Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Then I started. So how to chant? We will discuss next class. We will chant. I will practically demonstrate. Time is up today. Okay, so that you will be clear. Yes, anyone else?
Yeah, Prabhuji, I had a question.
Yes, please.
So, Prabhuji, when I started chanting, I've seen a lot of change in myself. I felt good. But when I get to hear about Alvars, devotees of Lord Vishnu, then their birth, history and everything, we see there were great sages who were doing tapasya, so Menaka or Apsara came and they got distracted, and so I feel like a person like me who can feel calm, but how come they got distracted? Even when I heard about Dhruv Maharaji, it's a small kid baby, so much focused, he attained a great place, and even Prahlad Maharaji as well. So I get questions in my mind like how come the great saints got distracted?
Oh, there is only one Alwar. Okay, I have given a very wonderful class on this Alwar. Only one Alwar.
Okay.
He didn't got actually distracted. That was a pastime.
No, not him, Prabhuji, his parents.
Okay, his
Not
parents.
Alvars, their parents.
Oh, that
Parents,
see,
when
no, one Alvar also got distracted, but that's the pastime. You can hear about that class which I had given. I will send you the link on that Alvar. But regarding the parents of the Alvars, you need to understand everyone is an individual soul. We cannot say it's not that. Can you say that okay? I am a doctor, so my father has to be a doctor or my son has to be a doctor. No, like that.
Got it. Yeah,
The Alvars, that doesn't mean that the father has to be Alvar, the son has to become Alvar. No, like that.
No, it's not just about Alvar Prabhuji. Even when you heard about Shakuntala, right? Vishwamitra and Menaka. So I get like the person who is literally in the meditation, how come he got distracted?
Yeah. So that shows that how much power is there in distraction and how we should be careful. Okay. So Vishwamitra got affected by Menaka, and then Sakuntala is born. And first of all, you need to understand Vishwamitra was not a Krishna Bhakta. He was not meditating and chanting Krishna's name. He was chanting Om, Om, Om. So this clearly shows that the chanting of Om is less powerful than the chanting of Krishna's name. So Vishwamitra was a Brahmavadi. So we will, when in our advanced Gita class, we will learn about what is Brahma and what these sages would do. Not every sage was a Bhakta. And Vishwamitra was a yogi, Brahma Rishi. He was focused on Brahma. And chanting the Brahma or chanting Om will not give you that much of Sakti.
Okay. Got it. And I have one more question. I'll ask you next session, Prabhuji. Not a problem.
Okay. Thank you so much. Srila Prabhupada ki
Thank you so much.
jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hare Krishna.